Get ready to reclaim your life, discover inspiring stories, practical tools, and the path to true happiness. This is Reclaim Your Life with Irina. Let's begin the journey. Hello and welcome to Reclaim Your Life with Irina. Today we have an awesome guest, Nathalie Bedard from Montreal, Canada, or nearabouts. Nathalie is an inspirator. She leads women into change and reinventing their life to remember who they really are. They get to create a life that feels good, deeply nourishing and authentic. By accessing their heart, they get to paint their dreams into reality. Welcome, Nathalie. It is a pleasure to have you.
Hey, pleasure is mine too, Irina. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So please share with us your story. Who is Nathalie? How did you discover this inspiration and change and being an artist?
A long journey got me, I guess one thing is I'm born 11/11, the Remembrance Day. And I guess I wanted to forget everything when I came on this planet. And for a young age, I wanted to be an artist, but then I had two person in my life, my dad, my mom's boyfriend, who were artists. And they also sexually abused me. So I put in very deep inside, artist is a no way to be or to go or to really, that's not a good idea. That doesn't make money. And all the judgment I could have about artists was there inside of me. And I chose to become a landscape architect because I could draw and because I was also connected to nature. So I thought this was really a way for me to make money, to make a living, to become someone else than the experience I had from being with another boyfriend when I was 10, 11. So I really grew up with the idea, with a conflict inside of me, a conflict with all my family too, like lots of anger around money, and because my dad was an artist. And so inside of me, that true self could never kind of be safe. So it took a many burnout to lean into painting. And it's only now probably 12 years ago that it's when the greatest thing, like the greatest separation happened with my son, having the hard decision to let him go and to live with his dad at the other end of the country, that I finally got to connect all of those feelings and emotion and old stories and trauma. And I got to connect to that through painting. I allow myself eventually, after it seemed like years of crying, to finally get back to painting and painting my own way, painting freely, painting without any rules, painting because painting in my old childhood was, my mom had all her boyfriend's painting all around, in filling up every walls in her house. So I had to kind of really let go of how painting should be. I also had art history courses, and I was filled up with those belief, and many people have those belief, that art is for the professional, art is for the talented, art is for the special, and there's the art should be done this way and not this way. It has to be perfect, and it has to be a certain way. Like, my inspiration was Monet and the French Garden and Van Gogh. They were all about really that connection with nature and bringing the impressionist expression of light, and light on leaves, light on flowers, and also the energy. So at one point, I kind of had to let go of all that story, of all those past experience and what I thought art and artists were, and then finally because that was also got me alive. So I painted this first intuitive painting in a way to break all the rules, like embracing my imperfection, because as a landscape architect, you had to be perfect, like had to be like the details of nails and how it fits and how it's like I was getting crazy and how detailed I became and critical and so so critical, so judgmental, that painting allowed me like a new way of living, that to be free, to first to say yes, to be more of me, to paint freely. And as I discovered intuitive painting, like in this painting intuitively, I got to connect with my soul, with what was really inside of me. What happened is that as a sensitive child, I could feel emotion, I could feel the people's energy, I could read even when I get into a room how, like, what's happening, like they had a fight or they had a, something happen or someone's sad. And I didn't know how to deal with all of that. And the canvas allowed me to reconnect to my own emotion and to transform and transmute and to choose. So I would paint something and then I would look at it, and then it started like a conversation. And in this painting, I put my favorite music on, and as a mantra, singing Joy, Ganesha. And then there's this elephant that came out just intuitively, and I got really curious to explore, and how is this happening? Like how am I creating something I don't even think through? And that was the really got me started in exploring different way of painting. But it was really the feeling that was I left feeling alive. Like I was always feeling more vibrant, more alive, and I would never know where the painting would lead me into that intuition. But then I would see, okay, this painting after I would look at it, and then eventually I saw that those were true friends. There was an elephant and a bird, and my son was the bird, that I had to let him free, and that we could become friends, that I had not, because I was so attached to my son's well-being as an extension of me, that it was sort of defining my quality of life and my happiness. And without him, I felt like I was nothing, no one, nobody, no one to care for or no one to support. So this is called the joy of being together. I discovered the freedom of being guided by my intuition, and then eventually realized that by painting this way, I could choose if I made a mistake, I could paint over it. And I started to live my life this way. I started to feel that, yes, life is a canvas. Life is really, you can choose. You can choose anytime. You don't like this color, you get to choose. And I become really connected as I do that. I was really connecting more to the truth of who I am, like the presence, the present moment too. I was, as you paint, you let go of the thinking, you let go of the fear, you let go of other people, whatever they say, they feel. I become one and connected to me. And that's how I became who, like the inspirator. It took almost 10 years now, like since I've done this painting, to really develop a process that I can share with women, and also really sharing authentically who I am and what I've been through, and using that as a transformation, as an example, as just that everyone is going through different things, and it's not what we experience, it's really the choice we're making
Yeah,
from
you
the
say so, and so true. Like when you are painting, you become present, and when we are present, we cannot really feel any negative emotions. We cannot feel the fear. We become in tune and we become connected with the painting, and it's incredible. I love your story and how you came to be the inspirator that you truly are today, and it is so incredible to have that creative expression. And it is also could be a way of, like, therapeutic way of expressing our feelings and emotions, especially when they're bottled up and they've been there
yes,
for a long time. This is a very great outlet to have
yes,
any kind
yes,
of art.
we don't always have the words. We, like it's all often even suppress emotion that don't even belong to us. So by just painting, we get to release and find, we can find the word after that, we can see our painting. It's funny because that's the way I get to really express now, because for years and years I stayed silent. I was painting, but I was staying silent. So the big transformation and evolution came from, okay, my son left, but then he didn't want, and eventually didn't want to speak to me. And that really, really hurt, because I thought I was the most loving mother I could be. But no, yes, I was feeling other people's emotion. I was not expressing, I was not being enough in my body and daring to express how I feel to thousands, like hundreds of people in order to express in words, because I was really good with colors, but not so much in being authentic. And that is the harmony that I was seeking, that being able to be in my body and express and hearing myself, as well as much as I was listening to other people.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I think this is a big, it's an art, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. What would you say is your number one personal superpower?
And my, like, I can't really put point one because they go together. It's like, it's my creative and intuition. Both together makes really the impossible possible. I'd say, because I pick up on things that don't even look like anything, and I create with that, and transform into something.
What makes your heart sing?
Well, my heart sing is painting and dancing. For myself, I just told you how I was just so excited today that I invented something new, like creating something new. And painting and dancing, I took an old door, put it in the garden, and started to paint on that. And I'm painting the abundant lifestyle on that door. Like, so I get to paint and have my favorite song really inspire me. It really gets me into my heart. And then I paint with that. That's brought, like, that is what I like to share, and that is what I like to do for myself. This is where I'm most, I guess, that higher vibration. Yeah. And singing too. Like, I sing, I paint, and I dance all together. I'm like, ooh, this gets me really high.
Yeah, good. What do you think? What were your 3 biggest lessons you experienced since your wake-up call?
Oh, I think I was thinking about that, and I said, I have so many words, but I could say trust, trust, and trust. But trust, courage, and authenticity, and they all, to me, are kind of connected. I was so not trusting anything, anyone, not me. The wake-up call, like, I was so relying on my mind, and I didn't even know I was not trusting. Like that, like,
So how
I
did you find out?
Yeah. But the experience of life was showing me, no, I'm not trusting, because I was attracting so many toxic interaction, and every time I couldn't follow my own intuition that says get out, so really trusting, and still it's still in lesson mode. It's still, I think, trusting my intuition, trusting my next step into offering this this painting meditation. Yeah, trusting life, but mainly trusting other. This recent, I had another wake-up call. I think I had a few times near that experience. The last one, I was by myself a lot, and the wake-up call is to trust other, to be vulnerable, and it got me to a point where I had no choice but to trust someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's my life lesson, to really trust. Now I trust the guidance. I trust my inner guidance. I trust my intuition, my body, but I didn't have the same level of trust with human being.
It's all, because of your prior history. How when you were growing up,
Yes,
when you were little, and what
it's
you've
all that,
seen around you, and you felt like you needed to protect yourself, and you put up walls to kind of separate yourself from people, so you feel safe.
It's walls, or the belief
But,
that no one get me anyway, so why bother? It was like a belief that is so ingrained that I was extremely independent, extremely alone. I lived in an hermit for 7 years, not talking to anyone, and then eventually got so depleted. Then I step into the city and learn the authentic relating, because I'm like, inside of my heart, there's something possible in human being interaction, but not what I've known.
yeah.
So this is really the big lesson, the trust, and the trust and the courage to speak up and share who I am. And it's still hard. It's still hard for me to connect with people that are not quite in their heart. And I recognize that now. And the more I feel now, I trust life enough that every time there's this kind of weird interaction, I need to look at myself. Is there a belief? Is there no belief? wait a minute, I gotta paint something. Do I need to paint or make a new choice? Like from where am I from where am I functioning? Am I functioning from fear? Like that's not trusting. Or am I functioning from a place of love inside of me and taking up space? So that really was a big lesson for me, to trust the process, to trust the unknown, like not knowing. As a landscape architect, I knew everything. Your next question is about books, isn't it? And I could have, like, I read so many books about, like, as a landscape architect, you need to know like tons of field, like soil, plants, design, art. And I read, and because of that belief, I thought the more I knew, the safer I was. And it's totally it's totally bullshit. And so I don't read anymore. I just know. I get to read to confirm my knowings. And it kind of sounds a little bit arrogant, but I feel that what I need for myself now is to express and trust and share and spend time into being and acting instead of reading someone else's truth, someone else learning lessons, and I spend enough time doing that.
Yeah, this is so true. Is there is there anything that's going on in your life that you're excited about right now? Any projects you're working on?
Yes, the project. Well, I have two. This one next in French for now, but I do mostly do English experiences. So it's a Lionsgate ceremony with a challenge of 8 days to 22 days of paint as a meditation practice. And that is to introduce women into a way to really connect to themselves every day, to get to choose and invent and create and being the artist of their life, like one day at a time, and to introduce them into that painting as a meditation. I call it the alchemy of colors. And that's a small bite to go, and I'm excited to have days where I'll paint outside with sunflowers, and I'm gonna invite other people, women, to. I've done this other painting where I rise up into joy. This was joy of being together and rising up, raising ourself, our spirit, and to really be the artist, the new art artist that I think many sensitive women are called to become, to rise our, not just vibration, but to rise our inspiration, rise and connect to the truth that we are. And sunflowers are a very bright inspiration, and also a plant alive that I'm really excited to do, to paint again. And in the fall, I want to offer a longer term program for women to really get to transform from where they are in this. They feel a calling, but they cannot articulate with the mind, and it gets frustrating, and then our health and our sleep and all, it kind of goes all out of balance, and we tend to focus on the symptoms, getting healthy, but the real thing is it's our soul talking to us that we need to step up, we need to show up, we need to dare to be ourselves, and there's not really a space for that. So I'm excited to create this kind of space for women to really to get to paint their dreams, but it's not as a really as a coach or getting to know a certain program or do this and that. It's really a space where women come together to express who they are through painting, but also through words and authentic conversation. So I'm really excited about creating that.
Sounds awesome. If people would like to find you or learn more about your work, where would they go?
Well, they go on my Instagram page for now at Painting Your Dreams into Reality. And there I share, I'll have the free gift eventually of a free mini video course on how to start with intuitive painting as a meditation. But for now, you can see my process. You can watch some of my videos, some of my paintings and offerings. And yes, I'm happy to connect. Like, I like deep conversation one-on-one. I'm still electromagnetic sensitive, so I try to do less Facebook stuff and that, but I really like to connect. If anyone likes to connect, I'm really happy to have a conversation. And if anything about painting, becoming the life artist or the artist of your life, then yes, communicate and connect with me by email. I have an email to connect. It's called Being Truly You, with just a letter U, Being Truly, and the letter U.
Yeah. And I'm going to include all of the links in the show notes so listeners can connect directly to you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. And I think you are truly is an inspirator. It is important to let your soul out and let the soul have that artistic experience, whether through painting or art or music or dancing and singing, because we have that creative expression.
Exactly.
It's a good way to release negative emotions, but it also, once those are released, then inspiration can truly come true and something beautiful can be born, something you could not even imagine.
That's it. Yes, you have been experiencing that too.
Yeah.
You know about painting and how you can be free by letting yourself painting, dancing and singing allows us to connect to our spirit, to our creative life force. And I think when we get to that place, then we can create new things for ourselves, our well-being, and for the world. So I'm excited to have connected with a like-hearted woman.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.